Hi everyone, my name is Bryghton, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how to make 10K a month with your online business. Let's get right into it. Okay, so if you guys don't know about me at all, a little about me is I am 20 years old, and not too long ago I did reach 10K a month with my business. It's a pretty big deal when it comes to running your own business. I know a lot of you probably think or know somebody that makes 10K a month either with the job or possibly with the business. Probably not gonna know a lot of people that make 10K with their business, and that's what makes it a big deal. So I'm gonna talk about exactly how to get there. I don't believe in beating around the bush. I don't believe in giving you guys half of the story. I believe in giving you guys every single thing you need in order to get there, and this is exactly it. And we're gonna go over everything you need to do in order to achieve that goal. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first one is fixing your life structure, okay? And most of these, if not all, are going to be about you. And I know you want the business aspect of it. Oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do this? I'll try to provide some of that in the middle or close to the end. I'll sprinkle it through. That's why I'm saying you guys want to watch the full video. I promise you want to watch the full video. This is going to be beneficial. There's no content I put out there that's not beneficial. So I'll sprinkle some stuff in about the business specifically, but this is mainly about you. You don't need another guide about the business. This is all about you, okay? And that's the first thing I want to stress is that it's not about the business or about what you do or where you are. That is the big deal. It's about you. It's not the business. It's not what the business sells. It's not any of that stuff, all right? If you're a very niche business and you do something like that, that's going to be a different story. Right? Obviously, the business can be limited by what you sell or what you do, but that's not that big of a deal. You can realistically sell anything if you're a good salesman. So it's as simple as this. Fixing your life structure, okay? This is what I would call a critical point, okay? I have a couple points in here that are going to be called critical. So fixing your life structure is the biggest one, because if you guys want to make it, if you guys want to be able to be in places like this, if you guys want to be able to drive a nice car, I'm sure you guys know my car. I drive a BMW. I drive a $40,000 BMW. At this age, that's somewhat considered impressive, right? I could drive a car more expensive than that. I don't really feel like it, but when it comes to other things like where you live, what experiences you have, staying in places like this, everything like that, when it really comes down to it, it really comes down to you. It doesn't come down to the business. So, fixing your life structure. The first thing you want to do is start with your day. How does your day pan out, all right? Fixing your life structure means what is the priorities in your life, right? What do you spend most of your time on, right? What are we looking at, okay? So this is kind of a critical point, but it goes, with other things. So the first thing is to remove all the distractions in your life. And when I say all, I mean all. Because in order to achieve this goal, and I say this and I wish I could jump up and down screaming and being like, this is the thing right here, is it's not only removing the distractions in your life, it's also realizing, this is the biggest point right here, is realizing you have to sacrifice everything for this goal. And if you don't know me, right, I am always the hardest worker in the room. I'm always going to be working harder than someone next to me. I'm not saying I'm the hardest worker in the room, meaning I work more than blue collar jobs or any of that stuff. I mean more so along the lines of if you give me a task and you give someone else a task, I will work harder than that person, and I can make that a guarantee. Or I'll have the ability to do it, right? The ability to work harder than someone else. And that's what you need. You definitely need that for business, all right? People say it's stress and this and that. It is stress. But you know what? The biggest thing is going to be how much time and how much dedication and how hard you're going to be able to work in order to reach that goal. So the biggest thing is removing all the distractions. Think about your distractions. I'm going to tell you as a man, the biggest one is your girlfriend. Your girlfriend or your wife. I mean, if you're married, I consider that a different story, but your girlfriend, all right? Or just, you know what? You want to call it your girl, married or not, right? That's a distraction. I hate to say it, But at the same time, I know it for a fact because I see it. I know that people need date nights and this and that, and they got to take care of their girlfriend. They got to go meet them. They got to go see them. And I'll tell you right now, really think to yourself, and you have to be honest with yourself here. You're never going to make it anywhere in business or in life if you're not honest with yourself. Because being honest with yourself is critical for analyzing your situation and being self-aware and moving forward and being able to adapt with the situation. And that's exactly what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to sit there and look at your situation, analyze it, and then change it. That's how you win. That's how you continue to succeed. That's exactly what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is analyze, will I be able to do more work with or without a girlfriend? Now, if you're in a super long-term relationship, if it's crazy, this, that, and third, right, that's okay, all right? You have to find some way around it. I can't give you the magic pill for that. I'm gonna sit here and tell you, you need to figure that out. Because I know that the men that will sit there, I can't speak for women because I have no idea what the dynamic is for a woman or how they view their man. But I know most women want a man that's gonna protect, provide for them and care for them. So you need to be able to cut that off in a sense, not to completely cut her off, but to sit there and say, okay, I need to do this, 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 and this, and she has to accept that or else I'm not going to win here, I'm going to fail. And you don't want to fail because of her, you don't. And the thing is, she might be a great motivation, she might be there for you, but then again, you know, it's like a mother's type of care. Your mother wants to take care of you as much as possible. They're gonna, like for example, your parents are gonna want to say, go to college, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and they'll try to give you everything when that never works. And I promise you guys that never works, mostly with your parents, is they will try to get you the easiest path to success. And you don't want the easiest path to success. You need the hardest path to success. And when it really comes down to it, it's really more so along the lines of, okay, this person cares about you, and you need to understand that they care about you, but it's not about them caring about you, it's about them caring about you and wanting to like, oh, let me keep you from this pain, because that's what it is. Business and stress and all that is pain, okay? It's pain. And I promise you, they're gonna wanna keep you and protect you from that. It's not terrible, but it's not good for you either, because you have to welcome the pain and go into the pain and run into the pain, run into the fire with open arms and just charge, and that's what you have to do. Okay, so removing all distractions. The first one I said is relationships or women. I guess, I don't know, I'll speak for the men here. It's gonna be the women, all right? You don't have to remove them, and then there's different stages, right? If you're in the process of talking to women, I would say stop it right now. Unless there's one you're about to get into a relationship with. If there is, the good thing is what you wanna do is set the standard as I'm trying to win, I'm trying to run a business, I'm trying to do this. Tell them so that you set the standard at day one, whereas it's way harder to change once something's already established, a habit's established or anything like that. And just put your time towards it, right? And that's the thing. You need to analyze how much time you're spending with your girlfriend, how much time you're doing this. And time is the most critical, it's your most critical asset when you don't have money, right? So there's three ways to make money. I always like to say this. There's money, there's time, and there's people, okay? The first one you have is time, okay? You have so much time right now, and even if you work a 9 to 5, I know a lot of people that work a 9 to 5, 50 hours a week, 60 hours a week, 40 hours a week, whatever it could be, and they say, oh, I don't have time to run a business. And that's the exact reason they won't ever escape the 9 to 5, because they sit there and they say they won't have time for it, but they spend all their time working, right? So first thing you want to do, I'm not saying I'm not saying stop working. Maybe if you change your work schedule a little bit, once you save money up, figure it out, all right? And that's something else is I want to say, no one's gonna figure this out for you, nobody. And I mean that when I say it. No one's gonna sit here and hold your hand through it. No one's gonna sit here and do it for you. No one's gonna make the money for you. No one's gonna wake up with you. No one's gonna go to the gym with you. Nobody's gonna run your business for you. No one's gonna do your financials with you. No one's gonna take care of your employees. No one's gonna make the sales. No one's gonna call people. No one's gonna do the client work. Nobody is doing anything for you. I promise you, nobody. So get it out of your head. Your parents aren't gonna do it for you. Your siblings aren't gonna do it for you. Your friends aren't gonna do it for you. And your girlfriend's not gonna do it for you. Your boyfriend, whatever you wanna call it, they will not do it for you. okay? Maybe if you're a girl, maybe your boyfriend will do it for you, but I can tell you most girls as girlfriends don't want to do it. I've already experienced this before. They don't really want, in my experience, at least the women I've dealt with, they don't really want, you're not gonna sit there and put them to work, right? That's not what they signed up for. So, now, something else is this. You want to optimize the relationships in your life because removing all distractions includes optimizing your time, right? We said time. Time is your most valuable asset right now. You don't have money, so you can't use money to make money, and you don't have people, meaning you don't have employees to save you time, and you'll pay them money, but they'll save you time, which is worth money. So all you have is time. That's all you have right now. I promise you, if you guys are going to sit there and really take your time to work, right? And I really want you guys to think about this, and I've said this to a couple people I know before. Give me 1 second. But I've said this to a couple people I know before, and I've said, how much is your time really worth, right? And then I asked them, and they were like, well, I get paid 20 an hour at my job, or I get paid 25 an hour at my job, or I get paid 30 an hour at my job, or whatever it could be. And I said, how much is your time really worth? And the funny part is I say that because I ask, you're hiring a human being. When you say you're worth 25 an hour, that means you are hired for 25 an hour. You are a human being that is they're able to tell you whatever you want. You'll do whatever they say for $25 an hour or $20 an hour. $20 an hour is not that much. And most of us can afford that working a 40-hour work week, right? Not us, but people. Most of us can afford that. So now we have to ask ourselves, you can have a person that does anything you want, basically, and you only have to pay $25, $15, $30 an hour. Is your human energy and time worth that money? Answer is no. There's no human that I believe is worth $20 an hour, $25 an hour, $30 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever it could be. I don't believe there's a single one that's worth, I don't even know, under $500 an hour. Humans should be expensive. Humans are very expendable. They're very easy to find. There's a lot of them. They want work. They want a job. So then, it's linked to value. So how do you become more valuable, right? This is where we go down the rabbit hole right here. So you become more valuable by establishing what gives you value, right? What makes you you? For me, I run a marketing business, and I know marketing, and that's their thing. Is you're selling your knowledge here. No matter what your business you're in, you're either selling your knowledge or you're selling a product. If you're a product-based business, you need to know everything about your product, and your product needs to provide a better, either solution for another product, or it needs to improve that person's life in some way, shape, or form. And this is where it all comes full circle. In order to achieve the sales and the financials, and in order to achieve your goals, meaning if you want to achieve a 10K a month, let's say, in order to achieve that, you need to use your time towards that, right? So obviously, I know you guys are sitting there thinking, wow, this guy just pointed out the obvious. It's true, all right? If you want to reach 10K a month, you're going to have to do things that person that makes 10K a month does. So when I go back to saying removing all distractions, that's a whole big picture when it comes to it, right? And the biggest way to analyze it is to sit there and say, will I do better if this is in my life or this isn't in my life? And the distractions part is saying, okay, what is a distraction, right? You could say watching TV is a distraction. You could say using your phone is a distraction. You can say using your time for video games. You can say any of that as distractions. When I say distractions, I don't mean don't have any free time. By all means, you can have free time, and you can reach 10K a month with free time. And you could actually reach 10K a month with a little nice amount of free time. I mean it, okay? The biggest one is the phone. This is gonna be your biggest enemy right here, okay? And I encourage everyone to get this app right here. I'm not sponsored. It is called Opal. O-P-A-L. Opal. O-P-A-L. And it's free. You don't need the full version. You don't need any of that. Get the normal app. And what it's going to help you do is optimize your screen time. Now, I have a screen time set from, I think, 4 in the morning to, let me check. I have it set from 4 in the morning to, I think, 10 at night or 11 at night, something like that. It's more than 12 hours, I know for a fact. It's actually probably more than 15. So you don't want to have a big gap in your life. That's about 18 hours, I think. So I have that, and what that does is blocks YouTube, blocks TikTok, blocks Instagram, blocks Facebook, blocks whatever else you need blocked, right? I have another app that I use to used to watch like TV shows and movies on. Don't use it anymore because I blocked it. And now I work in the marketing space. This is not easy because you have to use your phone. You have to go on accounts. You have to manage your clients. And doing all these things is tough because you want to use your phone for those things, and you'll see things in your feed, and you'll do this and you'll do that. Okay. When it really comes down to it, I'm telling you this. Will you succeed more? Do you have a higher chance of succeeding with your phone or without your phone? If your phone was to go poof right now and all you had was a laptop or whatever you used to work, you would do better. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as an app. It's as simple as an app. This is what you guys have to sit here and think of. You have to sit here and think, this is the boundary. Here's the app. The app is the boundary. Here's my success up here, and here's where I am. To reach the success, you have to, there's no point in sitting there and saying, okay, yeah, this app does limit me, but let me just forget about it. I'm not saying you have to delete it, because by all means, everyone's gonna sit there and say delete it, and everyone's gonna sit there and say, oh yeah, you gotta do this, 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 this. There's no one way of achieving this goal. There's no one way of achieving any goal, really. There's a million different ways of achieving it. And I'll tell you, you don't have to delete the app, okay? If I had another one that's gonna say 50K a month or 20K a month or 30K a month or 50 or 100K a month, I bet that's gonna be a little different. But for now, you don't have to delete the app. And I know some of you are thinking, okay, let me delete it anyway, but you want something that's sustainable. That is sustainable. Using Opal, or I think it's Opal, something like that. When you use it, that's sustainable. You're not getting rid of it. It's there for a little bit. Your screen time will decrease. Mine's decreased by over 50 to 75%. I used to have 8 hours on my phone. I think I have 3-4 hours a day on my phone now. And what we're looking for is the consistency, because consistency creates success. We don't want to be doing one good work day. We want to have a ton of good work days. We'd rather have a ton of good work days than one day out of the week we have a great day. The great day doesn't ever outweigh the good days, right? We want to have multiple good days. So fixing your life structure and removing all distractions is the biggest thing here, because you can never get started with the distractions. You can never complete your goals with distractions. You might be right there at the finish line and you get distracted, now you're done, right? And it could be a girl, it could be your phone, it could be a video game. You know what these distractions are. And if you're thinking in your head, is that a distraction? It is. If you're thinking about it and you're saying, is this a distraction? Let me think. Yeah, it is. I promise you. So remove all distractions. With the video games, I would say what I like to do is I write my goals down, and I'd watch the discipline video because it talks about the goals and how to structure your life. So I'm just saying, watch the discipline video. That is an amazing video that I made, and I've never laid out anything like that. It's extreme amount of knowledge I laid out. And what you want to do, take those goals, write them down, and when you're on track with your goals, right, meaning have some weekly goals, but make them hard to achieve. And you really should watch the discipline video about that. It's my newest video on the channel. I don't really upload much because I'm so busy, but If you have that goal, or if you have these goals, right, then what's stopping you from achieving them? Nothing, right? So you go ahead, you achieve a couple for the week. You might achieve all, you might achieve none. But whatever, if you are on track, let's say you've 7 and complete and you're complete 2 out of 7 your second day out of the week, you're on track. If you're ahead of it, I like to be ahead of it, get ahead of it, and maybe you can play video games that night, all right? And when I say that night, this is how your life structure wants to go. Optimize your time. This is the biggest thing right here. You have 4 in the morning, right? 4 in the morning, 12 p.m. You have 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. That's your life. That is where you're going to work. That's where you're going to do everything. And outside of that time should be your free time. When I say should be your free time, it should be the time where you're just, okay, let me hang out, let me do this, let me do that. You don't need to make the business your whole life if you only want to make 10K a month. But chances are you want to make more than 10K a month. So yes, make the business your whole life. All right, you need to get to the point where people are going to sit there and tell you you're crazy. And I mean this. I don't want to get ahead of myself here because I have stuff right now. Excuse me. But removing all those distractions. Okay? Get rid of the games. Get rid of the games until you're done with your work. When I say distractions, I don't mean get rid of it in your life. I mean get rid of it temporarily. Don't, in those 2 time blocks that I just talked about, don't, how do I say this? Don't have those distractions during that time. Other than that time, go ahead. Use TikTok, use Instagram, scroll, do this, do that. Obviously, your life will be better if you don't. But mostly when you're young, there's a lot of different things men are chasing out there, okay? There's a lot of different things that we're chasing. We're chasing women, we're chasing our goals, we want to be fit, we want this, we want that, and we don't want to lose who we are just for the business. Really, the thing we're looking for here is consistency, all right? That's the main thing we're looking for here, right? It's the main point. Every business owner has consistency. Every person has consistency in their life when it comes down to it. We're looking for that consistency, okay? We want that consistency. And we're not gonna get that consistency unless we sit there and we think, okay, this is a distraction, this is a distraction, this is a distraction. We need to be able to work 10 times out of 10. And if you are constantly getting distracted, you're not going to be able to complete your work, whereas you will not be able to be consistent, okay? So now we're sitting here and we think that we're all okay and perfect. We're not. None of us are perfect. Most of us are far from perfect. Some of us are farther than the others, okay? Remove the distractions. I think that's enough on that point. The third point, second point, whatever you want to call it, is convert pain into energy. This is huge. Convert pain into energy. I promise you guys, converting pain into energy will be one of the best things you can do. All right? Breakups, deaths, people telling you won't succeed. This is a huge one. Now, this is something I'll link with something else, is you don't want to tell too many people about your plans. Just don't get too much into it because you don't want to have them know about exactly what you're going for. On top of that, it can be very discouraging hearing things like, oh, I don't know, is that going to work? Or are you sure? Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? And you're hearing every way your plan can possibly fail. And you don't need to hear that. I promise you. You might think, oh, let me use this motivation. Don't use this motivation. Don't. The real thing you want to do is sit there and just say, okay, these are my plans. I'm going to do it. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. I promise you, don't tell anybody anything. You are not going to get anything good out of it. You're going to get a dopamine release if you're doing well, and if you're doing bad, you're going to hear everything you don't need to hear, okay? And your dreams will get crushed. You don't want your dreams to get crushed. You need to have your big dreams. You need to have them. You need to dream them. You need them to be big. You need them to be great. And you need to forget about anything else anyone says. Forget it. You need to be delusional. Be so delusional that people think you are crazy for thinking this, all right? I want to be a multimillionaire. That's what I want. My goal is to have 100 million in the bank. I don't want to be a billionaire so much so. I think if I was a billionaire, I would just want to be one of the most powerful people on the planet. But for me, I really just want 100 million in the bank. I'm not like I think I never knew I would be like this, but I just want 100 million in the bank, which sounds insane to some people, but for me, I don't have an issue with that. I just want to have $100 million net worth and not care about anything I buy. Realistically, I barely even care about anything I buy right now. Do I look at the price? Yeah. Can I never afford it? No. Right? So you just got to find the balance, find what you want, what you really want. But converting that pain into energy is going to be great. Don't go looking for the pain. See me, I say that, but the only thing I'll actually go looking for pain for is with women, right? When you have very high testosterone, I 100% have high testosterone. I do have high testosterone, and I can see that because when I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I go work out and I'm like, man, I'm all jacked up, and I'm like, okay, I'm working out, this is great, right? And you work out, and we get testosterone release when we work out, which is good for you. I can feel the testosterone, and you guys are gonna be able to feel the testosterone. Mostly when you wake up that early in the morning, you might realize as I don't know what women feel like, but for men, I know it feels good. It feels great waking up that early in the morning, working out, doing all this stuff, and achieving your goals. That stuff feels amazing because as men, we're looking for that sense of purpose, and the sense of purpose is, we measure that by goals and mostly big goals. So, um, think about it and really think it through. But I can tell you, you're gonna chase women. You're gonna want to chase women. Like me, I have done things, nothing crazy, but I've done things meaning like, um, gone up to women and done this and done that and talked to them and went out of my social box, um, many times because of that testosterone release. And it's only because of that. Because after I'm like, man, I didn't want to talk to that girl, right? And that's the thing is it's a distraction, yes. That's enough of that point. I'm just saying, if you get your heart broken, use that as pain and use that pain as energy. That is so much energy that you could possibly use. I promise you guys, it's much easier and much more rewarding to sit there and to send 100 emails than to sit there and contact that girl you like, or that girl that liked you, or that girl that broke your heart 100 different ways. Okay? Use it. Use that pain to your advantage. Use it in the gym. Use it when you work out. Use it when you're doing work, no matter what. All right? And you know what? I'll say something. You guys are lucky. And here's the thing is, I know I'm lucky too. I'm not saying you guys are lucky completely for everything, but I'm saying you guys are lucky because I remember when I didn't have money or anything like that, and if you do know me, I grew up with middle class family, very regular normal things, except many people think that I get money from my parents. I don't get money from my parents. I actually take a lot of pride in what I pay for, which is everything. And I take pride in that. And I like that. I don't like the fact that I've always gotten the reputation of that. If you guys have a reputation for that, it will feel great when you actually get your own money. And I constantly try to tell people, because they don't understand, when you're dreaming and you're thinking about the money, when you don't have anything, it's so much easier to feel heartbroken. For me, I'm living the life I dreamed of living. And I say that because I didn't want 100,000 a month at 20 years old. I just wanted 10K. I didn't even want 10K a month. I wanted 5K a month. Regardless, I just wanted money. That was what it was. But I didn't want a lot. I didn't need a lot. And most of it goes into investments anyway, so you're not really touching it or seeing the money or doing anything with it. So what really is the big point here I'm trying to make is appreciate it. You can only feel like crap fully when you get your heart broken because you don't have anything else to go to. Me, now, when I get my heart broken, I'm like, I'm doing well. Okay, that's fine. Back to my money. And it's not even back to my money because it's not like back to work because I'm already working. It's more of, okay, whatever. And then you just go and you just look at your bank account and you're like, whatever. And I promise you guys that's actually what it's like. And you think it's a good thing and you're like, oh yeah. But the sadness and the emotion that you feel, because you'll feel a little empty when you get your heart broken and you're like, man, all these emotions, and those are real emotions, very real. And then you're like, you look at your bank balance, you look at your business, you get paid for, I don't know, bang, project, boom, paid, and invoice gets paid. You're like, You wake up the next day, you're a little sad, and you go and you just get a notification that whatever invoice was paid, or you get a couple texts and you just sign a client. So that's the thing is you like basically can't be sad once you are in this state. And I'm sure you can be sad, but when you're working all the time, you don't have time to be sad. And it's not that you don't have time to it, it's that you actually have to take time in your day to actually feel sad. Convert pain into energy. That's my point. Convert it. I promise you, that's a good thing, right? Some of my biggest breakthroughs were after I got my heart broken. I started my business after I got my heart broken. I reached my first 5K a month after I got heartbroken. Those things will make you push more. And I'm not saying the heartbreaks are the only things. There's other pain, but the heartbreaks for me, they were big. Use them to your advantage. Make those girls or guys, whatever you want to say, pay for what they did to you. That you deserve it. Go to the gym every day. It's the next big point. Going to the gym every day is one of the best things you can do in life. Not just for business, but in life. Why? Because it teaches you discipline. I made that discipline video. I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but going to the gym every single day is one of the best things you can do when it comes down to looking at how consistent can my life be. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why is he talking about consistent? Consistency is how you're going to achieve all of your financial goals. You have to be consistent. You have to show up every single day. You have to do the work regardless of if you feel like it or not. And having the consistency is what's going to take you there. You want to also not only have the consistency, you want to sit there and say, okay, bang. I worked out every single day this week. I feel great. Now let me put some work into my business. Because what? It's, I don't know what law you call this or what it is, but I'll just tell you this. It's as simple as this. When you work on something hard, it makes you want to work more hard on other things, right? If you cook a real kick-ass meal, right, and let's say you do cook, right? You cook a real kick-ass meal, you're not going to sit there and want to watch TV while you eat it. You're going to want to sit there and have a nice dinner. You'll dress up the dinner table, and you'll do this and do that. It's contagious, all right? So, going to the gym every day. Next point. Find a perfect focus space. I promise you, don't overlook this. This is critical. This is a critical point of the video. Do not overlook this. Find your perfect focus space. I know a lot of you sit at home and say, yeah, that's fine. I can work at home, or, that's fine. I can just, I can just work in my room or my bedroom or something. By all means, if that's all you have, that's okay. For me, for my first 10K month at least, and even now, I have a client space that I currently, when I'm not, if I'm not in a place like here working or something like that, these are some nicer spots. You can go to a coffee shop or something like that. I would prefer not a coffee shop. They're okay. I just don't like being in a coffee shop every single day. Feel like I have to buy a coffee and all that other stuff. I don't want to look cheap because you're probably either making the most in the coffee shop, or you're either working the hardest, or you're working the hardest for your money, or whatever it is. You feel like you have to sit there and buy a coffee. That's what I feel like. So when you look at it, right, you have focus space. I could focus. Focus up to me. It's not all on you. Your environment is huge on what you can do. See this? This is a big giant room. This room is a big, gigantic room. This is like a penthouse, but this is basically like a penthouse area. I won't get into it, but either way. So when we're looking to it, what we're thinking is, okay, what do we look for in perfect focus space? Your phone's a little far. I don't mean far, like crazy far. I mean arm's reach, that's okay. For me, what actually changed my work a little bit, I don't know if I'm gonna keep these yet. These are smart glasses. These are the Extra 1 Pros, not sponsored. And basically, these display a giant screen in front of you and you can use it to work. I've been using it to work. It's good. I like them. They're okay. I don't know if I like them fully yet for work. They have been pretty good at making me productive because I have those glasses on my face now. My screen's right here in front of me. My phone, I can't even see it. There's like somewhere here I can't see it. I have to actually like look down or look up or something like that in order to see them. So that's what I'm saying is if you have everything right in front of you, oh, my phone's right there. Instagram, boom, TikTok, here. Oh, let me get a drink of water. It's water. Let me look over here, right? That's all up in your face. I'll tell you, smart glasses actually do kind of change. They're not smart glasses like the Ray-Ban Metas. Those are glasses that you wear and walk around. These are just you plug them into your computer and plugs in to the glasses, and they're basically like a VR, but on glasses. Find a perfect focus space. I worked and continue to work at a client's office of mine. That's one of my clients. They have an office for me. I used to work there as an employee, and I use that as an office space. I'm not saying go ask for an office space because I used to work there as an employee doing marketing for them. So I had a desk, and eventually I converted them over to a client, and I just use that as a workspace. Why? Because I know none of their employees there are really gonna bug me too much. They're not gonna sit there like my parents are and ask me to do chores all the time. And it's not that my parents are asking me to do a lot of chores. At home, let's say, for example, if you don't live on your own, right? I know most of you probably live on your own. You're probably young. So let's say your parents ask you for a lot. I hate to say it, but you have to get away from it because when you're at home, I've logged times on how much I worked, how long I'm sitting down at my desk versus how long I'm actually working, all this stuff. And what it really comes down to is, can you sit down, can you put the computer in front of you, and can you just work and work and work and work endlessly for hours? And you know what? What's really gonna do that? It's not a big empty white room. It's not this, it's not that. It's your mind and it's your environment. And you don't want your environment to be working against you because the only thing that you have is your mind, and you will drive yourself crazy trying to focus out everything else and keep everything else out of your life. So find a perfect focus space. And I don't want you guys to look that over. Don't say, my bedroom. Please try a different workspace and you'll notice. I said, oh, wait, I'll tell you guys a story. I noticed when I signed that client as an actual client, I was like, I need to work on my business more. When I get home, I go to the gym, I work out, I take a shower, I get back on my computer, and I'm working by 8 after I got home at maybe 6:30. And it's about an hour and a half, or sorry, maybe 6. And then it's about, maybe 5 or something around there, whatever it is. Either way, I would get maybe 4 hours of work done to 6 hours of work done a day, probably around there. Probably 2 to 3. Really, I was probably working 2 hours a day. And then I eventually realized, 2 straight hours, 2 real work hours. I don't mean, I timed it. I cut out all the garbage with the getting water, making coffee, talking to other employees, messing around, going on lunch, all that stuff I cut out. Not cut out, but I timed. I timed how much time I really spent doing work. It's probably around 2 hours. And when it really came down to it, I realized I can optimize my life way better than that. Now I get about 6 to 8 hours of real work hours out of myself every single day, which is tough. And it's hard because you can do real 8. People are going to sit there and say 12, where they work till 4 a.m. to 4 at night. Or 6 a.m. to 6 at night, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. I don't do that. I work from 4 in the morning, or I would get up at 4 in the morning. From that time all the way to about 7 a.m. is the gym. And then from there, it is work all the way till about 7 to 9 p.m. Realistically, it's 9 p.m. And that's every single day. That's every single day for me, besides the weekends. I try to spend a little time with my family on weekends. Sometimes on the weekends, I'll do the same thing. I'll wake up at 6:30 because the gym opens a little later. I'll wake up at 6:30, be at the office at 9, 8, around there. And then after that, I'll go and work all day, all the way until 7, 6 p.m., around there. That's the lifestyle you have to live. That's the lifestyle you have to be ready to live. In order to reach this goal, you need to sacrifice everything. I'm not saying that you can't reach it without sacrificing everything, but I'm saying 99% of you will not reach that goal without sacrificing everything. Mostly your time, just like that. You have time to give up, you don't have money to give up, you can't invest, you can't trade, you can't do this, you can't pay for employees, so you only have time. That's your only asset right now. And that's it. And when it really comes down to it, you need to know that there's no end to digging the hole. You jump down the rabbit hole, and this is all there is to do. It's work. It's work and work and work and work. And the biggest takeaway I want you guys to know from this video is to use your time. Use your time. Take your time, use it perfectly, use it well, use it, but all you need to do is use it for work and work and work and work. I highly recommend you timing yourself. I have an app that I use called TickTick, TickTick, and that app is made for tasks. I'll let you guys dig down the rabbit hole with that. I format everything in here. I have the video formatted in here. I have all my tasks formatted in here. I have all my clients formatted in here. And when it really comes down to it, that's what you need to do. And you can also time. I time how much time I spend on every single client per week, per day. And I spend on my business, how much time I spend doing everything. There's no end to digging this hole. And also, I want you guys to know, work and work and work. And you're never gonna reach your goal unless you just say, okay, I'm just gonna do the work. And you just start doing the work, and you don't do anything else but the work. And you work and work and work. And I want you guys to work until everyone thinks you're crazy. Create some standards. Everyone thinks I'm crazy for sitting here and working 12-hour, 15-hour days. Why? Why do they think I'm crazy? Because I'm trying to achieve a goal that nobody can achieve. And you have to do what the 1% of people do. 99% of people will work an 8-hour workday and say they worked hard when realistically they didn't. The mental strain and the stress and the struggle and really thinking, oh my God, am I gonna pull this off? That's the scariest part. So just work until everyone thinks you're crazy. Work until every single person you know is like, man, you're crazy. Or, oh yeah, I don't know how you do that. Or like, do it. Do it. And that's when you know you're succeeding, is when everyone thinks you're crazy. My parents think I'm crazy. My friends think I'm crazy. And you need everyone to think that. You need everyone to sit there and say, okay, man, who is this guy? Or who does this guy think he is? Or where does he think he's going with this? And when the results hit, you were just ahead of the results. It'll be worth it, I promise you guys. I hope this does help at least one person. It should help a lot of people if you follow it right. Follow what I'm telling you, format your life well, and good luck. Trust me, there's no better idea or feeling of it. You just have to format it, you have to think it through, you have to analyze and then change. Analyze, change, analyze, change. And that's all it really comes down to. But the first thing is taking the first step to moving towards it and following all those steps. I'll see you guys in the next one.